And good morning. Welcome into the starting lineup. At least that's what the imaging says. This is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. I am Joe Abraham, along with Chewy. I'm also told that it is a Therapy Thursday, Chewy.
I believe it's Thursday.
Is that the day that it is?
Yes.
They all kind of run together. I feel like you and I have just become this this intermittent being that kind of floats between eras of when the mic cracks open.
Yeah.
Like we're just floating along until the next time we open up the microphones to talk again. That's our life.
Yeah.
You've been fairly busy here lately, my friend. We've been fairly busy here. For folks who don't know, last night, Wednesday night, Coach's Show had Huntland's middle school head football coach Mike Jernigan on. We have now gone through Landon Relford, Mike Jernigan, and
Cale Thompson.
Cale Thompson, thank you. All three of the middle school coaches here in Franklin County, impressed by all of them. And next week should be the week that I guess we're to Coach Reed, right?
I guess so.
Like he's the next guy.
Yeah.
Right? So I would like to extend our thoughts and prayers to Coach Norris and his family. I know that they're going, for folks who don't know, that's the defensive coordinator over there at Franklin County High School. I know that he's going through some tough times right now. Family matter. Just prayers for him and his family. As far as Coach Reed and the boys, they are prepping for a big matchup this weekend, their last scrimmage of the year before they open up the regular season, Chewy. I'm excited about that. You'll be able to hear. They're going to have about 2 quarters of play tomorrow.
Okay.
About 2 quarters of play for the starters against Huntland tomorrow. And then we'll get to see some of the younger guys get some action as well. Jump in on the FMO Facebook feed. Head on over to Facebook.com/ESPN Winchester.
Brett Crutchy already in the chat this morning,
course
as
he is.
always. Be like Brett.
He
Jump in with the FML Facebook stream.
He doesn't have a life, so
He just says, "Hey guys, good morning, Brett."
he just hangs out with us. All right, so tonight, speaking of football, we will be headed out to. I say we. Me will be headed out to Fayetteville. I'm actually going to be riding over there with head coach Landon Relford as they take on Fayetteville City. Big early season test for the North Gators, and you'll be able to tune into that matchup right here on ESPN Radio 1340 1069, the smartphone app. Heck, I may even stream the audio to Facebook. You know what? You know, we've talked, Chewy. I'm going to throw this on him. I don't expect this to maybe get done by tonight. I don't think it would be hard. But we've talked about the concept of video streaming games. But there are a lot of people who hang out on Facebook, and I learned this when we were doing the I guess it was the election coverage. They don't necessarily need to see the game. Even if we're not video streaming the game, we could stream the audio.
Yeah, like if you had like a laptop that was hooked up to the road board and it was just taking in what you guys were talking about.
Right, and just stream, and it could just have like the score or the North Gators logo or something like that on there. And that way, as people are on Facebook, they could listen on Facebook.
Sure.
I don't know. We just want to make sure that people can get it. My recommendation is download the app. Download the app. We know that the signal is terrible, which makes it even more impressive with what Chewy is able to do and how many listeners here's the deal for people who don't know. I send Chewy out. See, this baseball bat right here is not just for decoration. I send Chewy out into the community with the bat, and he walks up to people like a scary homeless person and says, "Download the app, listen to the show, or Joe's gonna fire me." He does a pretty good job. That's why he looks the way he does.
Yeah.
I got to keep him looking homeless.
Just threatening enough, you know?
Yeah.
Just to make sure that you actually believe I might do it.
Just on the verge of psych ward. That's where we like to live. Which concerns me because I believe it's next Wednesday that we're doing the El Grider thing. She's giving
not. Oh wow! Already? Okay.
I think it's next Wednesday, not next Monday.
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Okay.
I think. I got to double check with Ricky Tips, but
Well, that'll be fun.
we've joked about it for a while, and we've done it before where we shaved his head on the air. But we're gonna take him over to El Grider. We're gonna broadcast a show from the El Grider Salon, and she's going to give him a Wookiee makeover.
And whatever that may be, we like literally we just told her, "Hey, this is your canvas." You know.
It's a situation. You look at the young man. I say young man. He's getting up there. His T's already started dropping. But you look at him and you think, wow, can't get much worse. I assure you, people, it can.
Doug Garrett jumping in saying, "Good morning, Brett." Weird. The other two guys are always here.
Yes. Go figure.
All
right. So, Schubert showed up today, went and checked the mail.
Yeah.
Because this is like the building we operate from, so they send us mail. I open up the mailbox. I knew these were in there. He did send me a text message. He put these in there. But look at these things.
Ooh.
These bad boys.
So that's some more Fincham sportswear.
Yeah.
Really nice hats.
On. So I've got two of the Tennessee orange.
Oh, wow.
And a white with the orange. How
Very
sharp
nice.
is that? Now, here's the dealio. So normally I would keep a set of these for myself.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I operate. He gives me one set to keep and the other set to give away. This is a matter in which I'm going to be giving away all four of these hats. I will not be hanging on to the Tennessee Orange edition. As much as I love how sharp these look, if I caught a glance of myself in a window or a mirror or something like that, I'd punch myself in the face.
I distinctly remember we had you.
I lost a bet, Chewy.
Yeah,
I lost a bet. Okay,
All right. Because I don't want you to forget about that.
Listen, people know
You look good, Joe.
It's part of who I am. It's part of the reason why I'm so hateable in this area. They know that I roll with the tide.
Alice Javis jumped in saying that she needs a white one, and then
Sharp, right?
Brett says those look like hats that I should have.
Yes. Yes.
Love the way you put that. That looks like something that should be mine.
Yes. They are tremendous. So we're going to be doing a giveaway for them. I can't just give them away to you guys for jumping into chat and wanting them. We're going to do a giveaway like we normally do. But I will suggest this. If you don't win the giveaway, you don't get the hat, then just go to Fincham. Just go see Alan at Fincham Sportswear. Go see Micah, and just go buy one.
I also,
the orange is really, it pops.
It's awesome. I saw him when we walked in this morning, and I was like, that has to be Fincham.
Yeah,
because the construction and even the lace matches the oranges
Yeah.
on both. It's just tasty. Can I say that's the one thing I've said about but high quality is obvious with Fincham.
Yeah,
but the most one of the the highest praises I give it, tasteful. Because all these little details, they thought about it, and just A+.
So, and I've showed the ribbon inside before. Look at this. So the tag inside, and this is what I mean. So if you're ordering a hat or something from them, if you're ordering gear from them, they can customize it. So we have a bunch of starting lineup hats. Now those I can give away. We have a bunch of starting lineup hats, and on the inside, even though it's got the starting lineup logo on the front, right on the inside. On the tag, it's got the ESPN Radio Winchester logo on it. But there's the Fincham Sportswear tag on the inside. And then on the back, I've showed these little ribbons as well. They've got the little Fincham Sports. Man, there is a reason why. And if you follow their page, go on Facebook, follow their page on Facebook. There's a reason why every day they're posting a new order.
Yeah.
Because every time we show these things and the quality that comes along with what they're doing over there at Fincham Sportswear, I am I'm a firm believer that people are seeing it and they're like, yeah, that's what we've been looking for. When I have a thought in my head, when I'm imagining what my logo, like here's the FC one. Like you got the elevated, it's not just embroidered into the hat, it's one of the puffy elevated embroideries. When you imagine how good your logo could look on something, that's where Fincham comes in and they make it happen. It's like all your dreams come true.
Alice did make a good point. She says, no, you should give us to him for being the number one morning show fans. I mean, she's got a point, Joe. I'm just saying.
I can appreciate where she's coming from there. I can appreciate where she's coming from there. Let me think on that, Alice. You and Brett may have earned them, but then so here's the problem. But then I got to give one to Doug, and then I got to give one to anybody else that wants to jump in.
Yeah.
And say that they're the number one fan.
But anyway, very, very cool stuff. And it's, hey, good to get football season started. I know you're excited about that.
Well, here's the unfortunate aspect of all of this conversation that we just had regarding these hats. My daughter just sent me a text message. It's less of a text message, more of an insult.
Okay.
This is the text she sent me. It's, if you can see this on the stream, it's an image of her wearing a disgusting. Now, she's a very beautiful young lady, but she's wearing a disgusting Tennessee Vols. It's not a hoodie. It's like a sweatshirt with a the point is it's Tennessee Vols. I don't know where this is coming from. She's in her rebellious. Most parents, their kids go out and like get a tattoo or start smoking. My kids, they want to rebel. They put on Tennessee Vols gear and send me pictures of themselves in it. Or if you're my 13-year-old son, you let your sister dress you up in a dress.
Oh, dear.
That's a story that I probably shouldn't tell because I don't want to embarrass him too much. But
hey, North football coach Landon Relford coming in. He says Fincham Sportswear is the best, man.
They are.
We wholeheartedly agree. And then Brett and Alice both jumped in, say, who's Doug? Doug who?
Doug who?
Nah, and then Alice comes back and says, she's a smart young lady. Talking about G. Yeah, see? You ain't going to win him today, Joe.
She's wayward right now.
Y'all tell him, all right?
Unfortunately, we ran into this yesterday. Is there sickness going around? Kids are going back to school and stuff. Mayor Sean Crabtree just texted me. He's saying he's sick as a dog. He's over at urgent care. So hope he feels better. But golly,
yeah,
everybody's coming down with the ick.
I didn't even think about that, but that's probably right around the corner. Everyone's gonna be dropping like flies.
Yeah, wash your hands. All right, we'll be back on the other side. It's the starting lineup, ESPN Radio Winchester.
The starting lineup with Joe and Chewy is presented by Loco in Winchester. Right here in Winchester, Loco is doing things their own way. From locally roasted Loco coffee to a one-of-a-kind shop experience. It's a place that's built for the Franklin County community. So if you haven't stopped by yet, now's the time. Support local. Drink Loco coffee, fueling Franklin County mornings. Roasted right here in Franklin County. And don't forget to tune into the starting lineup, weekdays from 7 to 9.
Now, here's your ESPN Radio Winchester weather forecast. Brought to you by our official smile partner, Dr. Garrett Orr and Winchester Family Dentistry.
Got a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Patchy fog in the early morning, but otherwise mostly sunny with a high of 93 degrees. But our heat index value today is getting up to 103 degrees and only some calm winds around 5 miles per hour this afternoon. Stay cool while you stay tuned to ESPN Radio Winchester.
At ESPN Radio Winchester, we're proud to welcome Winchester Family Dentistry and Dr. Garrett Orr as our official smile partner. From routine cleanings and family dental care to helping you feel confident about your smile, Winchester Family Dentistry is committed to caring for patients with comfort, professionalism, and a hometown touch. Whether you're due for a checkup or looking for a dental team you can trust, call Dr. Garrett Orr and Winchester Family Dentistry, proud smile partner of ESPN Radio Winchester.
We apologize if this is your first time, but yes, unfortunately, this is normal. You're listening to the starting lineup on ESPN Radio 1340 1069, WCDT Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester, Joe Abraham and Chewy.
Doug Garrett came in, coming back. He said, I'm not a top fan. I just come here to watch the train wreck.
I'll be quite honest with you. That's the magic of the show. I think that is why, 90% of the folks in the county that do tune into the show. Just waiting on me to burst another blood vessel on my forehead.
Brett Crabtree came back in, talking about G wearing some Vols gear, saying she's not rebelling. Her frontal lobe is developing, and she's realizing that it's great to be a Tennessee Vol. So speaking of sickness with the new kids, Landon jumped in saying Caden Speck just got over strep today. Well, I'm glad to hear he's feeling better.
All right.
So listen, I guess it's coming.
Yeah. Like I said, wash your hands. It's gross, right?
Take your vitamin C pills.
Listen, I got all the kids, so I understand. I get it. Again, it is a therapy Thursday. I gotta have therapy. I just had. So yesterday was Joey's birthday, and on the Facebook when you're scrolling through, it pulls up like 11 years ago today.
Yep.
And there's the pictures of him as a baby.
Oh, Lord.
He was such a cute little baby. They were so cute when they were little. Hellions, but cute. And now they're just hellions and just hellions. They're still pretty good-looking kids, but they were a lot cuter when they were little.
Landon jumped back in speculating if Speck, he says he might have the Jordan flu tonight.
Ooh.
So, who
All right.
knows?
Well, we'll figure that out tonight against Fayetteville City, what that looks like for him. All right, so speaking of Mayor Sean Crabtree, let me pull this up real quick, Schubert, and see. I've got to find the post. I know it's out here. The post for the Winchester Lakeside Triathlon.
Oh,
which is coming up, and he mentioned it in his text back to me. Not good for the training. Not good for the training. I'll have to find the date on it and all the things. It was one of the things I wanted to ask him about this morning, was talk about that thing. But I'll find it and we'll get it out there. We'll put the information out there. If you like to run and bike and swim and do all that stuff all at once, then this is the event for you.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get into the insanity this morning, I got to start with something. It's a therapy Thursday, and I think the community needs a little bit of therapy on this subject, Schubert.
Okay.
So, you've heard about the flock cameras, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And this is coming from me, I am the guy who generally advocates for less government, like a libertarian. I don't want the government knowing everything that I'm doing. I don't want cameras on every corner tracking everybody, everywhere they go. I don't want Franklin County turning into a giant surveillance state. Like I said, I'm libertarian when it comes to a lot of this stuff. But goodness gracious, can we please, for a moment, have a little bit of perspective? Apparently, one of the local flock cameras has been vandalized.
Here?
In Franklin County.
Okay.
And that is where you lose me. Because if you don't like the cameras, that's fine. Go to the county commission, call your commissioner, call the sheriff's department, whatever. Reach out. But here's the thing. We've got in the county only a couple of sets of these things. It's not like if you look at a map, the flock camera maps that they have out there, and there's these apps where you can look up where they are. It's not like New York City where they're on every street corner except for the Upper West Side, I think it is. Look that up. There's a section of New York City It just has like no flock camera. I wonder why that is. Look that up. It's really weird. But it's not like that here, okay? We've literally got like 2 or 3 sets all on the major thoroughfares, major routes through the county, and there's a reason for it, okay? There are certain times where these things come in very usefully, and if you've got people who are traveling through our community, especially because we're a Middle Tennessee community, they talk about human trafficking and drug trafficking and all the trafficking. The reason why this region is so hot and heavy on all that stuff is because we're like 4 hours from 80% of America or something. It's something like that. We're not far from a lot of people. And Nashville and Atlanta, they're like hubs for those types of things, especially Nashville. Now, if you got questions about like who can search on it, who can access it, who can audit it, those are all great questions. But you know what is not a great question is, what happens if I go and just destroy the thing? You're not advocating for civil liberties. You're committing vandalism. And this is not a... I guess there is a legitimate argument to that side. And like I said, if it's every intersection, every neighborhood, every major business district, like they have it up in New York City and all these things, and they're all connected, theoretically, I see where that's going. But this is not the situation. In Franklin County, we're talking about, on a much smaller scale, a few sets of these things that can be set up to track or to look for certain license plates through AI and other things like that they've got in their system. That's the purpose of them. Say somebody needs to be found, and we just want to look out for these particular license plates.
Well, that's the stated purpose.
That's the stated purpose.
Not the intent, not the recent use factor of them.
Well, but again, if you've got one camera on 64, for example, and a car goes by, is somebody going to be sitting there? And this is what I mean is it's different here. Scale matters. It's different here than what it's like in New York City, where you can literally track a car, and I don't know why you'd need one on every street corner like they have them up there in some areas, but you could literally watch people walking around on the street, like from one to you could switch from camera to camera. Here, a car goes by, and it's like, boop. You can't sit there and watch somebody go about their day. It's just on that spot on 64 or just on 41A going to and from Tullahoma. It's not like you're watching somebody all day long. It's not like Tim Fuller and the sheriff's department has said, hey, we decided to put these things outside each and every one of your households. Joe, we're going to monitor what time you leave for work. And it's different up in New York City. Ironically, they don't want these cameras, yet they voted for Mamdani to be their mayor. Like, which way is it going to be? What do you want? Do you want more government, or do you want them to babysit you? We don't have that problem here. And we've only got a few sets of these things.
Well, you also don't want to set the precedent that we would want that here either. And also, I think I've seen a lot of what's going on online, especially around the cameras, and I really don't think Flock has anyone to blame except for themselves in a lot of these situations. But I do understand, I have to say, I empathize with the motivation. And it makes sense, like you don't want to be tracked, you don't want to give up civil liberties and that kind of thing. And I think there is probably a conversation to have But you're more talking about, if you have those issues, like, let's do this legally.
Well, here's my problem to that point, Chewy, because and I agree with that. But here's my problem to that point. Before everybody pulls out their "Don't tread on me" flag and starts yelling, as far as these things being a tool, we just we just had one of these cameras over in Georgia alert us to a vehicle connected to that little baby girl and the Amber Alert and all that stuff, and saw exactly why that tool exists.
Yeah, but that's sort of strawmanning the other argument a little bit, because I think, personally, with the flock cameras, the main problem I think with it was the clear intentions. It was sort of broken, and it's like, yeah, these can be used for solving crimes, and that's probably what they should be used for. But we've seen a lot of people not use it for that, and the public trust in what these cameras are supposed to provide, now being connected with the larger database and AI, I think people are, I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, so to your point, and I can appreciate where you're coming from. Now, I haven't seen the numbers on, like, people logging in and using these things for unintended purposes or anything like that. But to your point, you can't tell me that these things don't do the same thing.
Sure.
Every single one of us is carrying around a tracking device. And so when I talk about perspective, this is what I mean. Hey, there's Jack. This is what I mean, is every time you sign up for an app, they track you. Every time you get the latest phone, they have new technology to track, more technology to track you. And 5-7 years ago, somewhere in there, I started having people reaching out to me, these marketing companies reach out to me and say, hey, we can help you and your local businesses by marketing to people better. I said, oh, that's interesting. I like what I'm hearing. Well, how do you mean? We can hit them right on their phone. Okay, interesting. Tell me a little bit more. Well, you see, if they're shopping for a car and they walk into one car dealership, we can send them an alert, a text message. We can start advertising to their Facebook. We can start using their data to reach out to them. And if they walk into Russell Barnett, one of the Russell Barnett dealerships, we can start sending them Stan McNabb messages. We can go after them. And in my head, I'm like, holy cow. A, it's a pretty strong marketing tool. But B, what the crap are we doing here? That was 7 years ago.
Yeah, it's a little dystopian. Do you think that maybe that the sort of recent reactions are sort of a boiling point because of this kind of behavior? Like, we've gotten so used to it and it's gotten to this point. Do you think that has something to do with it?
If it is, then why aren't people walking outside and before they start destroying public funded, money, things that taxpayer dollars are all going into to fund that are supposed to be used as a tool in that way, before they smash that, why aren't they smashing this?
It's a good question. I think I understand. I think I agree with the motivation or what you're saying, because it's
every time you walk around wearing your Apple Watch, which, by the way, tracks your heartbeat and all your health data.
Right.
Every time you use Google Maps to tell you where to go, every time your Ring doorbell, catches a picture of somebody, every time you walk into Walmart to buy Preparation H at 3:17 in the afternoon, they know about it.
Yeah.
But now with the cameras on the road, that's the problem. So, listen, I agree that it's all too much. I wish that it was 1994 and all this stuff didn't even exist. That, radio would be a lot more powerful back. We got to deal with Facebook and all that stuff that now we've had to change the way that we do things, but it's not. The technology is here. We all have ChatGPT on our phone, which probably knows you better than most of your family members, and is probably tied into a lot. You see those long user agreement things. How many times have you actually ever read one of those?
Not to mention all of the data that your emails, Google, Microsoft, Apple, all of those people, they sell all of that data to brokers who use that to do what you did, like talking about the targeted selling.
All right. We're going to break in here. Check out. And here's the thing. I'm not saying that I don't agree with that it's too much, like people are invading or I feel invaded. I feel exposed in a lot of ways. Heck, that's one of the reasons that fraud is as strong as it is right now, is because people take this data and then it gets leaked. It's not secure enough, whatever the case is, and then we get exposed, we the people. And I agree with a lot of people on this matter. But out of all of the things to complain about when it comes to taking and tracking your data, the way that Franklin County is using these cameras in our community, I think is the right way. We've got them on just a few certain routes that are used and intended for, hey, this person might be traveling through our area. There might be a reason to pop this license plate. Let's put it in the system and see if it shows up.
Yeah.
But I want the listeners' thoughts on this. This is why we do this on a Therapy Thursday. Is there a solution? Can we put Pandora back in the box, so to speak, with all of this stuff, any of this stuff, or maybe just the cameras? Who knows? We'll be back on the other side. It is the starting lineup. This is ESPN Radio Winchester.
There's nothing quite like enjoying a cup of coffee with a lake view. At Drafts and Watercrafts on beautiful Timms Ford Lake, you can relax, enjoy a great meal, and sip on Franklin County's own Loco coffee. Whether you're stopping in before a day on the water or winding down afterward, Loco is the perfect finishing touch. Great food, beautiful scenery, and locally roasted coffee. It doesn't get much better than that. Loco Coffee at Drafts and Watercrafts.
Hey neighbors, Johnny Hand here. Join me every Wednesday night at Jefferson's in Winchester, beginning on Wednesday, July 29th, for the Coaches Show on ESPN Radio Winchester. Each week, I'll sit down with coaches from Franklin County High School, Highland High School, North Middle, South Middle, and Highland Middle Schools. We'll recap the biggest moments from the previous week, preview the games ahead, and take you inside our local teams. Come enjoy some great food, support our coaches and athletes, and be part of the show every Wednesday night at Jefferson's.
Kids, pets, muddy shoes. Life happens. That's why more homeowners are choosing beautiful, durable flooring from Discount Floors and More. From waterproof luxury vinyl plank to hardwood, tile, and carpet, their team will help you find the right floor for your home and your budget. With over 30 years of experience and professional installation, you can buy with confidence. Discount Floors and More on the bypass in Winchester and on the web at discountfloorsandmoretn.com.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
The Tennessee Department of Commerce and Insurance is encouraging Tennesseans to take a closer look at their financial health ahead of the National Financial Awareness Day on Friday, August 14th. The department says developing a financial plan can help individuals and families build greater stability while preparing for both long-term goals and unexpected expenses. Recommended steps include creating and following a household budget, prioritizing spending, and setting up automatic savings through a bank, credit union, or retirement account. TDCI also recommends establishing a trusted contact with financial institutions who can be contacted in limited circumstances if concerns arise about activity on an account. When considering investments, consumers are encouraged to research financial professionals, ask plenty of questions, and remain cautious of opportunities that sound too good to be true. Additional financial education resources are available through TDCI's Securities Division. The Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency is asking bass anglers and outdoor enthusiasts to help shape the future of black bass management across the state. TWRA is currently accepting public feedback on its draft Tennessee Black Bass Management Plan, developed in cooperation with a stakeholder advisor committee representing a variety of bass fishing interests. Anglers can participate by reviewing the draft plan, watching an overview video, completing an anonymous online survey, or attending one of the several open house meetings scheduled across the state during August. TWRA emphasizes that the management plan will serve as guidance for future decisions and does not replace the existing process for establishing fishing regulations. Tennesseans interested in having their voices heard have until September 4th to submit comments on the proposal. For details on these stories and more, visit 93wingo.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
This is Daryl from Columbus, previously from the Paul Feinbaum Show.
I check in scissor hands. I'm the wrong guy to ask, but what's the secret to a good haircut?
A good haircut makes you feel confident. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, when you get that haircut, you're going to walk out that barbershop, you're going to look in the mirror, and you're going to be like, yeah, that's it. And you're going to tip the barber.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC Network. The opinions of the hosts are their own, and they do not represent the opinions of, well, really anybody else. You're listening to The Starting Lineup. Now back to Joe and Chewy.
Back here on the Starting Lineup, ESPN Radio, 1340, 1069 WCDT Winchester. Joe Abraham and Chewy.
Lots of responses here in the comments section.
All right, hit me with it.
All right, so Brett Crabtree jumping in saying, I don't like it either, but you could watch your neighbor's house across the street if you have a doorbell camera.
Yeah,
good point.
That's creepy.
And that one's like not even connected to law enforcement or anything. That's just Amazon and whatever servers have got them. Alice Davis jumped in saying they also tracked a guy recently that was wanted by a neighboring county. He was spotted in FC. They picked him up on the flock on 41, and then in one in Tullahoma. He was arrested within 41 minutes. I watched a presentation at bounty hunting school of them tracking a phone in real time. Alice, were you a bounty hunter?
So, hold on a second, just to stop right there. If Chewy and if the radio thing doesn't work out, I think Chewy and I would make the coolest freaking bounty hunting pair of guys out there. Well, and maybe me.
I was about to say, yeah. I'd be the driver.
Chewy would be my man in a chair kind of guy.
I'm in the van with the computers and everything.
Oh man, yeah. That would be a show right there. Would you guys tune into that?
Man, a mobile starting lineup too.
Oh man,
we'd do it on the road. So anyway, apparently Alice, the bounty hunter, went and saw this at a bounty hunting school and talking about their phone. If they had a SIM card still attached to it, they could track it. If you think we are being tracked by our cell phone, if you think we aren't being tracked by our cell phones, you're crazy. They already know everything about us. Shannon Beebe jumped in saying, I have watched someone tap into someone else's laptop and start watching the webcam at a seminar. We are being watched everywhere all day long, and she is worried about it.
Yeah.
If you're not doing wrong, then there's probably nothing to worry about. If someone I love is taken, I would want every possible camera looking for them. We use Live 360.
There
on
we
our
go.
phones.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Track our runs, but I guess I don't see one more tracking device will do.
Right. So how many of y'all as parents have Live 360 on your kid's phone? Or, are tracking their location all the time. And I get it. There is a reason why you see all these guys in the tech world.
Mm-hmm.
And what do? They tape their cameras or cover up their cameras or whatever. There's a reason for that. And I get all that. But the concept of these automated license plate readers, ALPRs, is that these cameras with the AI are able to read plates and vehicle characteristics and identify whether or not they are associated with stolen vehicles, wanted suspects, Amber Alerts, things like that.
Well,
and in a matter of seconds, they can do something that it would take hours and hours, so much manpower to do.
Do you think their attachment to the AI itself is what also causes some of the issues too? Do you think just that alone will incentivize people?
Well, so when you say their attachment to the AI, are you talking about AI?
People are targeting the camera because it's supplementing an AI system, just with all of the anti-AI rhetoric that's going on now. Do you know what I mean? This is another form of protest to the AI companies.
Yeah, I think so, but I think it's a different form of AI. And in fact, I think that the purpose of it is that it's its own. The AI is okay, let me put it this way. The AI does not make anybody guilty. The AI doesn't do anything other than the AI, the whole attachment of the AI to it is simply to visually identify. It has literally, I mean, you talk to ChatGPT and it's scary sometimes, right? The thoughts and the things that it comes back with. The AI that we're talking about is a very base concept, I believe, in that it is looking for just these certain things related to the vehicle and all that. And even as far as these are automated license plate readers, I don't even think that they're necessary. It's not like CSI Miami where they put in your face and it's tracking you as you walk up the street. I don't even know if we're talking about it being that intensive. But to that point, you see those shows and they're like, oh, we got a hit on so-and-so. This is a match of so-and-so's face. Well, back in the day, they still had the ability to shoot video, right? The cameras have always been there for like the last 20 years probably. There have been cameras. And if somebody wanted to log in to the camera and watch, how about this? Did you know that there is, just like from a weather standpoint and other things like that, there's cameras all over the place. Did you know that there's a camera that watches downtown Winchester? That just sits above downtown Winchester and just sits there and watches, and it's on a private company's thing, and it just watches. And you can pull it up, and you can watch it. And nobody's hiding that. Nobody's worried about it. Nobody says, oh, I don't want my face on that camera. No. They can pull up those things and watch. If somebody wants to log in and watch a camera and see what's going on downtown and for private use or whatever, they can. They can track you regardless of whether they're a cop or something. And I get it. I get the argument is going to be like, well, there's a difference between like a smartphone, me carrying this around, and government surveillance, right? Those are not constitutionally the same. Those are not the same thing. I understand that. But my point on this is the lack of perspective that we are currently operating with as a society. And it's a distraction. To me, it's a distraction. It's like the UFO files. It's like the not the Epstein file. Everything is distracting from the Epstein files. It's like all of these things are just a distraction from what really matters. And here's to me what really matters. What really matters is not the technology. It's not all these things that hit the top of your news feed. It's the things that are happening in the shadows, in the chambers, up in Washington, and in and around. Those are the things we need to be worried about. The fact that I go back to term limits on a state and national level. I don't believe in them necessarily on a local level. I think that's a whole different thing. It's a whole different animal. Because the state and national elections versus local elections and things, it's like I said, it's a different animal. I think it's a different argument. But on a national level, to have career politicians doing what they're doing, what the country is today versus what the country was and was meant to be when it was formed, don't even look remotely the same. What we are dealing with today, and I'm not trying to start a rebellion, but what I'm saying is, this is why going and voting both on a local, state, national level and being informed is so important. Guys, they're doing it right in front of us. They're telling us what's going on. And, we're all worried about the flock cameras. And in the meantime, they're all insider trading. They're all getting rich. And we're struggling. It's as tight as ever. And they keep telling us it's going to get better. It is getting better. All these things. And it's not. Maybe for them. But they don't have, that's the other thing. They have no idea what it's like to live the way that we live. some of the greatest ideas that I've heard are like, they should make what the average constituent in their area, the voter in their area, makes.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't even matter, because regardless of the rules that we want, that we think would make sense to put up in the walls and the restrictions and all those things, it doesn't matter, because they'll go over here and they'll set up some little side thing. It's so out of control. And we're over here, we're worried about the NIL deals and the Wild West that is college athletics and all that type of stuff. They're doing the same thing from a government level right in front of us. And we're worried about whether or not they can read license plates. They've already got anything and everything that they want on us in that regard. I mean, as far as my philosophy on the flock cameras, it's pretty similar to my philosophy on firearms. A deputy carries a gun. That's an incredibly powerful tool. That tool could be abused. Does that mean that no police officer should have a gun? Of course not. It means that the rules governing when the tool gets used need to be highly monitored. You got to have training, you got to have accountability, you got to have consequences for misuse. And I think that's the same thing that we're dealing with these ALPRs. We've got to have accountability. But that's the problem. That's what's missing from today's government. Accountability. We see Fauci up on TV spewing all these lies and other things like that and getting caught right out there in the open. His literal words. And how many of us expect anything to happen? Nothing. They're going to publicly embarrass him or have this thing, and then nothing's going to actually happen. Nothing happens to these people. There is no repercussions for them. They live above the law right now. So, all right. We'll be back on the other side to wrap up hour number 1. I'm going to need therapy after Therapy Thursday. This is ESPN Radio Winchester.
Located at 108 Memorial Drive in Winchester, Oaklawn Baptist Church is a place where families grow, faith is strengthened, and students are encouraged to live with purpose, which is why we're proud to sponsor the Rebel Report. Our mission is simple: introduce people to Jesus and build strong families through God's Word. Join us this weekend for Sunday school at 10 and worship to follow at 11. Learn more online at oaklawnbaptistchurch.org.
Why choose More Courtney Funeral Home? Well, they're a 5th-generation funeral home taking care of the people of Franklin County since 1905. They're committed to serving you, dedicated to providing personalized, professional, compassionate service to help lighten your burden and help you out during these difficult times. More Courtney Funeral Home, 300 1st Avenue Northwest in Winchester, 967-2222. More Courtney Funeral Home.
Got a project to tackle or a party to plan? Skip the stress and rent it instead at Reliable Rental in Winchester. From tools and heavy-duty machines to chairs, tables, and event essentials, they've got what you need to get the job done right. Whether it's work or a weekend celebration, Reliable Rental makes it easy. Stop by 2433 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester or check out everything they offer online at ReliableRentalFC.com. Reliable Rental. When you need it, they've got it.
If your life depended on the mission succeeding, what would you care about? Would you care about the demographics of the crew? The moon does not care about your politics, doesn't care about your hashtags, it does not care about where you lie on social media arguments, it doesn't care whether you're male or female or black or white or rich or poor or conservative or liberal or religious or atheist or anything else, because reality does not negotiate. It just is. You can disagree with the facts, but they don't care about your feelings. It is a starting lineup. Thank you for tuning in. This is ESPN Radio Winchester.
The future of healthcare starts here. The Southern Tennessee Regional Health System, Winchester and Suwannee, are joining the High Point Health System with Ascension St. Thomas. a health network serving communities across the state. We're working together to expand access, improve clinical quality, and keep you close to home throughout your care journey. Your favorite providers aren't going anywhere. It's the same care you know and trust, now with a new name, High Point Health with Ascension St. Thomas. Learn more at highpointhealthsystem.com.
I don't know what to tell you. I know it's not much, but this is the best they've got. You're listening to the starting lineup on ESPN Radio, WCDT Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio, 1340, 1069, WCDT Winchester. Joe Abraham and Chewy. We've been talking about these flock cameras this morning. Lots of comments, lots of people getting into chat. Good morning, Chance Pickett. I saw you jumping in. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Alice has been heavy into chat, and I appreciate her perspective. Chewy, I knew that she was a bail bondsman or woman in this.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, I knew that. I didn't know she was a bounty hunter. I think that Alice needs to teach us the whole bounty hunting game. That needs to be our side gig.
Hey, there you go. Andrew also jumping in the chat this morning. Sharon Beebe jumping in, saying Shannon Beebe jumping in, saying drones can film and those are sold to private citizens and they can be creepy ones just watching you, not even governments or business. Sherry Sun says, Good morning, Miss Sherry. She says, I know I'm late. Chat looks interesting. May have to go back and see what I missed. Yeah, it's been a pretty. I've enjoyed this morning's show actually.
We have a drone that we use for the radio station to film. And when I first got it and tested it out, the first thing I did was, and I live on one side of the town, I flew it over to my parents' house. They live on the other side of town. It is creepy.
It is shocking when you realize the accessibility.
Yeah. It is. And so that's kind of my argument, is not whether or not it's right or wrong. It's happening. Let's have some perspective. Now, what's tough about this, Chewy, is, and this is totally Ian Malcolm's argument. They were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, nobody stopped to think about whether or not they should.
Yeah.
With this stuff. They thought, oh, wow, we can collect information on everybody. And this started a lot earlier than what you guys think. This is not the last 5 years type of thing. This has been going on since early to mid-90s. Like all the AOL, all that stuff, probably even into the 80s. Like as the concepts were being developed, they were like thinking out ahead of time. This would give us the ability to do this. This would give us the ability to do that. And then, and at some point in their time, they figured out we could know everything about everybody. Like they were having these conversations when we were running to the ice cream truck trying to get a bubble play. They were having these conversations about what it could be.
Alice jumping back in the chat telling us, hey, it's I can tell you it's not as glorious as TV makes it seem. However, Doug Garrett jumped back and says that would be a great TV show idea, Chewy the Bounty Hunter.
Okay, so first and foremost, I want to point out, number one, Brett said that I have to be bigger to be a bounty hunter.
Just gold. I mean,
that's not funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, look at that. Look at it. Do you see it going straight over the edge of the stadium? Dang.
Number two, if I was a bounty hunter, of course I would spend more time in the gym. It would free me up from this place. I would want to look a lot more intimidating than I currently do.
You'd start like wearing like a vest.
Yeah, I'd wear a vest everywhere. Bulletproof looking vest.
Yeah.
I would have ammo like in my vest. I'd be taking a shower in the morning with my vest on. Chewy, it would give him the opportunity to get those anchor arms that he's been talking about wanting. Wouldn't get anything else.
No, I Vicky Hill jumping in saying Chewy looks like a bounty hunter.
He does.
Thanks.
He does. But Doug jumping in and you guys all jumping in, Chewy the bounty hunter. I want to be a bounty hunter. Why do I get left out? So listen, Chewy's idea.
It'd be okay, but it'd be like it would make sense for like if I was like, yeah, I'm a bail bondsman. You know what I mean? I'm a skip tracer. Yeah. They'd be like, huh? You know, and like
for me, it's too on the nose. For you, it's funny.
Yesterday, you literally called yourself Batman. Like so, you know. So it's. It feels a little bit different maybe sometimes.
I didn't call myself Batman. I call myself Vengeance.
Okay, fine. You embodied mantled Batman's spirit for a while.
Man, I wish I was Batman.
John Davenport jumping in saying morning here. Good morning, John Davenport.
John Davenport Construction.
We got an interview with him coming up.
We do. And in fact, in hour number 2, we're going to try and play it.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that. That's funny. So for people who are tuned in about the next 30 minutes, we're going to try something as a part of the morning show that we haven't really done yet.
Yeah.
We'll see if it works.
And if it doesn't work, we'll figure out.
If it doesn't, we'll come back to what we were doing. But we did get a chance to sit down with John the other day. Talk to Sherry's sons. He's actually hiring Sherry's son. Jamie Parton, you will be like Robin. You know Batman and Robin. Killing me, Smalls. All right, we'll be back with hour number 2. It is the starting lineup. This is ESPN Radio Winchester.
What is it, girl? You say there are people winning big all over the state? How? They're playing instant games from the Tennessee Lottery with chances to win a whole lot of bones? Fantastic. Where can I play? At any lottery retailer? Oh, what a good girl. Now show me the way. Find your game-changing fun today with instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. Please play responsibly.
In an overdose emergency, every second counts, and your actions can save a life. Through the Tennessee Save a Life program, the Franklin County Prevention Coalition provides free training and naloxone to help community members recognize and respond to an opioid overdose. This training gives you the skills to support someone in crisis. When we're prepared to help one another, we're stronger together, and we're stronger without the stigma that keeps people from seeking life-saving care. Visit fcpctn.org/Tennessee Save a Life to learn more. This project is funded under a grant contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
At Citizens Community Bank, we're here to make your banking easy and convenient. Whether you're visiting us in person at our main location at 1418 Dinah Shore Boulevard in Winchester, or others in Deckard and Huntland, or managing your money on the go with our secure mobile app, we've got you covered. Call us today at 931-967-3342. That's Citizens Community Bank, Equal Housing Lender Member FDIC, your trusted partner in banking for over 30 years.
Looking for your next great round of golf? Head to the Bear Trace at Tim's Ford in Winchester. This spectacular Jack Nicklaus designed 18-hole course sits along scenic Tim's Ford Lake with rolling fairways, challenging greens, and lake views that highlight the natural beauty of Franklin County. Whether you're planning a weekly foursome, a company outing, or just sneaking around in, Bear Trace offers one of the best public golf experiences in the region. Book your tee time today at tnstateparks.com and play the Bear Trace at Tim's Ford. This is ESPN Radio Winchester, where Franklin County comes to life. From local news and athletics to everything in between, we're proud to bring you the stories that matter right here at home. And it's all made possible by local businesses connecting with real people in our community every single day. When you support them, you support our local coverage. Over 75 years of Franklin County heritage. Want your business to be a part of it? Contact WCDT today. ESPN Radio Winchester. Franklin County plays here. Hey guys, this is Joe Abraham, and I've got to tell you about the all-new Estill Springs Diner, bringing Southern comfort food back to 41A where it belongs. With a family-friendly atmosphere and homemade favorites for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, it's the perfect spot to bring the whole crew. Starting August 17th, they're open Thursday through Saturday, 6 a.m.
You're tuned in to ESPN Radio Winchester, WCDT 1340 AM, W295 AV, 1069 FM. Broadcasting live from the ESPN Radio Winchester studio, it's the starting lineup. Now, here are your hosts, Joe Abraham and Chewy.
All right, back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio, 1340, 1069, WCDT, Winchester.
So W's in the chat for the commenters today. You guys are doing absolutely fantastic, jumping into the FMO Facebook stream. Keep it coming. We enjoy this kind of thing. Alice, let's see. I got to find my place where I was. Here you go. Jamie Parton jumped in saying you can be like Robin, and you know Batman and Robin. Doug Garrett said that he sold a car to Dog the Bounty Hunter and his son Gary. They live in Scottsboro. That's cool. Sherry Sun's coming back saying yes, that her daughter is a bounty hunter. Her oldest is a bounty hunter. Also, Brett came in with this. I don't know if you've been reading the comments.
No.
Says, can y'all imagine Joe showing up to pick up somebody and the suspect looks at Joe and says, I thought you'd be bigger, and then just walks away with zero concern about being taken in? He follows that up. Sorry, Joe. This is a perfect opportunity to bring up the whole size thing again.
Is it, would it be too much to ban Brett from the chat? Don't be like Brett.
Shannon Beebe coming up again and saying, hey, Alice, imagine you're working the dock hopper one night and a fugitive jumps on not knowing who you are. You can't let them lapse. And then Britt Crabtree jumping right back in at the bottom saying, hey, shout out to Jonathan Smith.
All
right, you ready for this Deckard call?
Yeah, let's get Deckard in here before.
Let's cleanse our palate with some positivity this morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, Deckard.
Good morning, WCDT.
How are you guys out there this morning?
We are wonderful on this Thursday morning. How are you guys?
We're doing all right. We are excited for our pledge and fact, though.
All right. Well, we've got fifth grade from Miss Jackson's class ready to give you the best pledge yet.
All right, let's hear it.
Good morning, Franklin County. Please join Deckard Elementary as we stand, salute, and pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Absolutely beautiful pledge this morning. Great job, guys.
Good job. All right, who's got a fun fact? My name is Brendan, and I have the fun fact of the day. It takes about 540 peanuts to make 1 jar of peanut butter.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fascinating, yeah. Well, very cool stuff. Thank you so much for letting us know, Deckard.
Absolutely. Maybe you'll win a trivia night sometime soon.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. All right. Well, y'all have a wonderful day out there, okay, Deckard?
Y'all too. Thank you.
See ya.
Back here on the starting lineup, we are about 540 nuts shy of a jar of peanut butter on this show. Actually, 538, but... So I just saw the post from Fincham Sportswear. If you want one of these hats, by the way, and you don't win when we do this drawing dealio, this giveaway, $20 for one of these things. Which, by the way, this is, as a hat guy, I know what these hats are worth. These are $35 hats.
Wow.
As a hat guy, these are $35 hats. If you go to like Lids in the mall or something like that and try and pick one of these up, this is a $35 at Lids it's $40. I'm just saying. So $20 for one of these bad boys, and you can represent both a great local brand in Fincham and the Tennessee Vols, because you can't see that color orange and not mistake it. I mean, it's Tennessee orange.
We need to do a thing where, like, if someone's got some Fincham sportswear, they need to take a picture and like put it in the comment section or something.
Yeah.
You know, that would be fun.
That would be a good giveaway type of deal.
Yeah.
Post a picture of you in your Fincham sportswear and win, $20 to Domino's or something like that.
That'd be
or
cool.
Win a Fincham gift card or win a Fincham piece of gear or something like that. I'm getting texts and my phone is blowing up. Dude, we've seen this movie before. How are we going to know that we've crossed the line before it's too late and we're living in the Terminator movie? Point. Listen, we've seen it. We have seen it. Whether it's Skynet and Terminator and the AI or The Matrix.
Hal, Yeah,
all of these we've warned ourselves. It's almost like we kind of know what's going to happen before it's happened. It's almost like we're predicting, we're foreshadowing this happening. I'm telling you what, if we don't end up batteries for them, for the rope, I will be surprised.
I had a bit of, like, I got depressed the other day because I saw this thing and they were talking about, like, AI art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people, like, I was just thinking about, like, the economic state of, like, the country. What are people fighting over? You know, like, people are talking about data centers and, you know, like, overworking and inflation and, you know, wages not going up high enough with, you know, rent and all this other stuff. And,
Yeah.
and it's sort of like, I was sort of like, I thought about it for a second. I was like, man, okay, wait. Isn't the future that was promised, like, we make the robots so that they go and work in the factories so that we can paint, you know? But now we're in the factories and the office buildings and we make the AIs paint. You know, the AIs are painting for us. Like, you see what I mean? Like, it's like, it feels like that future that was promised to us it's like it's been inverted, and it made me really depressed.
That is depressing.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that, like, maybe there's a bit of a culture shift going on now.
All right, so I before we get way too far off topic, I do want to go back to laying out, because we haven't gotten to this point. Oh, we talked about the concept of, like, the flock cameras, period. So Franklin County, I want to kind of talk about what Franklin counties actually look like, okay? Because it's not just like Tim Fuller and the guys up at the sheriff's department saying, hey, let's track Randy and see what he's up to today. So Franklin County has a program, and it's called the SAINT program, Surveillance Assisting Investigations, Narcotics, and Traffic. And this is a cooperative program. It involves the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, along with the Winchester, Deckard, Estill, Cowan, and Huntland Police Departments. It was funded through the State of Tennessee Violent Crimes Intervention Fund grant. And basically, let me scroll down here and look through these notes. It is basically the same thing that an officer can do manually already. An officer can pull up these cameras. They can watch the camera. They can see a plate. They can type it into the computer, run the plate, see if there's any, see if it generates any kind of alert, see if it's a missing person tied to a missing, stolen car, anything like that. And if it is, boom, it pops back an alert, and they get the information on it. It does all of that. It just does it in an automated way. So it just does the boring part, the slow part, a heck of a lot faster. And according to the Sheriff's Department, Saint is checking for things like stolen vehicles, wanted persons, missing persons, and BOLO vehicles. So let me kind of throw this out there. It's actually, in my mind, if these are the types of things that they use the program to look for and things, in my mind, as opposed to having somebody sit there watching a camera invading your privacy, having a computer sit there and looking for just plate numbers is a lot less intrusive than having somebody, sitting there actually watching and looking for something. But that's just my thing. Well, another important distinction, Chewy, I think this is worth noting, doesn't say anything about speeding, doesn't say anything about criminal activity. It's not going to watch. It's not like if you did a drug deal in front of the flock camera that it's going to see that and be like, oh, we got a drug deal going on.
Yeah.
It's not happening. It's not going to say, hey, Joe, just by the way, I know we're looking for this guy over here, but Joe is doing 47 in a 45. You should get him. That's not what these they're not red light cameras. They're not speed cameras. That's not what these particular, which those things have been around forever and ever, or at least for a long time. It can't mail you a ticket. That's not what these things are for. And additionally, in the information that they have put out, this is from a post that they made back in April of 2025. They lay all this stuff out. It talks about how they delete your information after 90 days. If you get clipped in the system or something like that, it poofs it away after 90 days. But this is important as well. It says in their post, an alert does not equate to being guilty. It's not. It's saying, hey, this plate may match something. It does not mean, let's go find this guy and do a pit maneuver on him. No, it's just, helps them, gives them a little information as they continue to investigate. So the information, talking about the privacy rules for Franklin County, according to their information, access is limited to specific law enforcement personnel. And they say that suspected policy violations or misuse can result in investigation and disciplinary or criminal action. They say that information is law enforcement only data, which means it is not sold commercially. It does not access the Tennessee Vehicle Registration Database. Captured plate information cannot be stored longer than 90 days. That's a state law. So, again, when we talk about where these things are placed and all the things, I just think that what's going on around the country, and we talked about this with elections and how the national election, the nastiness of some of the things that we see on the national media have trickled down on a local level. We've got I don't know the exact number. I've seen the map. I want to say it's 3, maybe 3. Stop me if I'm lying. If somebody from the sheriff's department knows the actual number, 3 to 5, maybe at the most within the county, I think. I want to say 3. One coming 41A down, to and from 41A, you're coming from Tullahoma up that way, North Franklin County. Then we got one on 64, South Franklin County, and then maybe one out, UTSI way going towards Manchester. I think that those there might be another one or two somewhere, but I think those are the ones. If you pull up a map of New York City, they could tell you what Spider-Man ate for lunch, where he is right now. They could track him throughout the city with these things because they're literally on every street corner. We are not dealing with the same level of issue here, but people lose perspective. All right, Chewy, did I miss anything in the chat?
No.
Okay.
We're all good.
All right, so it is game day. North Middle takes on Fayetteville City. North is sitting at 2-0. City is sitting at 1-0. The game has been moved to 7 p.m. due to the heat. So if you're making that trip over there, you got a little bit more time to run over there after you get off of work and things. When we come back on the other side, I want to tell you about, there's a couple different things I could get into. I could get into this WNBA thing.
Did you not want to try and watch the Davenport video?
We're going to do that. We're going to do that after this next segment.
Okay.
This is going to be probably our last live segment. Then we're going to do the Davenport interview.
Okay.
But I've got this WNBA thing, I've got this LSU thing, and I've got this Baker Mayfield thing. I'm going to decide which one I want to talk about in a break. And when we come back, you'll learn which one it is. It is the starting lineup. This is ESPN Radio Winchester.
Summer is here, and it's the perfect time to refresh your home with hot deals from Furniture Merchandise Outlet in Tullahoma. Whether you're upgrading your living room, bedroom, dining room, or finding the perfect mattress, FMO has stylish furniture at prices your wallet will love. Visit Furniture Merchandise Outlet today at 105 North Jackson Street in Tullahoma, or shop anytime at FMOTN.com. Make your house feel like summer all year long with FMO.
Your home may be your largest investment, and everything inside it depends on the strength of its foundation. So don't ignore cracks, sloping floors, sticking doors, or signs of water beneath your home. John Davenport Construction specializes in identifying the cause of foundation problems and providing dependable solutions designed to protect your home for years to come. Schedule an inspection today. Visit jdfoundationpro.com. John Davenport Construction. A strong home starts with a strong foundation.
From the 931 Go Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Radio Winchester weather update, presented by Bennett's Pharmacy.
Got a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Patchy fog in the early morning, but otherwise mostly sunny with a high of 93 degrees. But our heat index value today is getting up to 103 degrees and only some calm winds around 5 miles per hour this afternoon. Stay cool while you stay tuned to ESPN Radio Winchester.
Looking for more than just prescriptions? Bennett's Pharmacy in Winchester has it all. Grab a bite from our menu, browse our boutique for one-of-a-kind finds, and sip on a Bloody Marty that's worth talking about, all in one stop. Located at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard, Bennett's Pharmacy is your unexpected destination for great food, fun shopping, and so much more. Call us at 931-967-2777 or come see what everyone's raving about.
The opinions of the hosts are their own, and they do not represent the opinions of, well, really anybody else. You're listening to The Starting Lineup. Now back to Joe and Chewy.
Back here on The Starting Lineup, ESPN Radio, 1340, 1069 WCDT, Winchester, Joe Abraham, and Chewy. I would like to encourage you, if you have not checked them out yet, yesterday we posted, and didn't we play them on the radio as well?
We did, yeah.
The interviews that we had with all the different position coaches over at Franklin County High School. And so if you got a young man on that team and you want to know a little bit more about their position coach, or if you just are a huge Franklin County football fan like I am, I encourage you to go back and watch those interviews. And I actually had a few people message me, some folks who have watched the interviews, and really liked there's a theme to the guys that Coach Reed has brought in. It'll give you a lot of confidence. It'll make you understand where I'm coming from when I talk about the confidence that I have in this group and the excitement that I have surrounding this group. All right, now, speaking of something that I don't have a whole lot of confidence in, and I said, I lied to you guys when we went to the last break, but Chewy straightened me back out in the commercial break, as he does. He bounty hunted me and got me straightened back out. So I want to hold on to some of this other stuff. We got the LSU thing I want to get into, the Baker Mayfield, the WNBA thing, and all that. But we had an interview with John Davenport the other day, and we're going to try to play this interview. Now, if this works, like we hope that it will, like it should, this is going to set us up for some really cool and fun things that we'll have the ability to do in the future. But we're going to try that now. Now, if this turns out to be an absolute train wreck, don't blame me. Blame the Wookiee. It's his fault, 100%. All right. You ready?
Yeah, let's
let her rip, baby.
All right.
Whoa. Sounds like it's working.
I think it may be working. I'm not sure. Let us know on the FMO Facebook stream if you can hear this.
Welcome back to the starting lineup, ESPN Radio, 1340, 1069 WCDT, Winchester. And we get a chance now to sit down and have a conversation with a gentleman. Before we do get into what he's here for, I want to talk about something that we have coming up that I'm very, very excited about. And we've talked about the concept for quite a while now with some folks in and around town. We've gotten some really good feedback from it. And it is a program that we are going to start here very soon called Made in Franklin County. And the concept of the program is local people, local services, local products, things that come from Franklin County. And again, even going back to stories about the history of our community and the people who make it great. And one of the things that makes our community so great is the foundation is built on some solid folks, and that leads to all the great things that we have and that we enjoy here. And I could not think of a better sponsor for the show of Made in Franklin County than John Davenport Construction. And John Davenport is in studio with us today here on the starting lineup. Good morning. How are you?
Morning, man. Just getting up. Let's go.
I'm excited to have you in. I'm excited to be announcing the show and throw it out there. But more than that, I'm excited to tell people about what you guys do at John Davenport Construction, because while it's got your name on the business, for a lot of folks, they may not realize to the depth that you go. And when I say depth, all the way down to the foundation of their home.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. We're a different kind of contractor. We're a specialty contractor. We fix and repair foundations on homes. So I'll explain to you a little bit. Your house starts settling, cracking. We've actually got the capabilities to go all the way down to bedrock or stable strata and stabilize your home, so it'll never move again.
I think that, for me, and we talk to different businesses and business owners. I'm an expert on radio per se, and we talk to folks over at like Poultry Electric. They know all the different little things here and there that you can fix around your house and stuff like that. We talk to Heath Automotive, and they know about cars. I mean, our building is essentially falling down around us, we joke about. And as soon as you walk in, you're seeing things that the root causes of. You see these things each and every day. I can't imagine the amount of overwhelming, information that's running through your head as you look at this disaster area that is our building.
About me, I've fixed landslides in California.
Oh, wow.
I've done sinkhole repair. Literally, the company I used to work for before I started my company, they would send me all over the nation to look at all kinds of different problems.
Wow.
And I was kind of the guy that was like, hey, we can't fix St. John.
Yeah.
And that's why I started my own company. I was like, Franklin County needs me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big companies around Tennessee that do what I do.
Yeah.
But they are just that.
Right.
And I wanted to work local and serve Franklin County and Coffee County, maybe a little bit in Bedford County if we have to.
Yeah.
We'll give them some love, but I really want to be right here.
Yeah. They've got foundation issues too up
Absolutely.
there. Well, so speaking about John Davenport Construction, so you guys do things like basement and crawl space and foundation repair. You do gutters. But really, your specialty is more in the bones and the foundation of a building, so to speak, not necessarily in the finishing work and that type of stuff, but more in the structural integrity of the building.
Yes, sir.
So what does that look like if I've got a basement, for example, and maybe I've got some issue where I've got a wall that looks like it's kind of leaning in or doing something wonky or something like that? I mean, what are some of the things that you do that you look for when you step into somebody's basement?
So, we call it 4 stages. Like stage 1, you get that vertical crack that kind of runs across the wall.
Right.
And then stage 2, of wall failure is you start getting the stair-stepping cracks at each one of the corners. Stage 3, you might get a little tipping at the top of the wall. The top of the wall starts coming in, or shearing. The bottom of the wall starts coming in.
Ooh.
Stage 4, your basement wall's collapsed. So
Wow.
I definitely, most of the time, when people call in experts, borderline too late,
right?
Because everybody wants to, throw a 2x4 up on it and say, oh yeah, that'll get it, and then.
I just thought that the cracks that go up your wall like that, sometimes that's like normal when it comes to a basement.
Absolutely not. A lot of people don't realize, how heavy water is.
Right.
If you get an inch of water on an acre of land, it's like 28,000 gallons of water hour. It's like 218,000 pounds of hydrostatic pressure pushing on a house at any given time. Back in the day, they actually even used cinder block, which we don't use now. We use concrete block, but that old cinder block's porous, and you let that water sit in those blocks for all those years, you actually get what's called block rot. And I've seen a lot of houses around Franklin County where it's just like, look, you need a whole new basement wall. Unfortunately,
oh wow,
like it's gone, it's rotted.
Right.
So definitely call us before it gets to those stages. So we can. That's what we're here for. We're here to repair. We don't want to replace if we don't have to. We want to get in the early stages of it, nip it in the bud, and help you be in your house forever.
So as far as your background goes, tell people a little bit about, you mentioned working for another company and things like that, but as far as your background, are you some sort of like engineer, or what is your title? What is your background?
So I am a certified foundation inspector.
Okay.
So that's what my
background and title.
So I started doing crawl space repair. I played football up here at Franklin County High School.
Okay.
Guy walked in one day. I was like, hey, I need some strong guys to start helping me. We used to install these great big heavy concrete bell jacks underneath houses. They weighed about.
That's why you're built the way that you are.
And he was like, "Hey, $15 an hour."
Yeah,
it's like, whoa,
that's good money.
So 2 summers later, dude, we worked, until 2008 when the economy crashed.
Right.
That's what I was doing, was crawling up underneath houses, cleaning them out, jacking them up with these concrete bell jacks. And 2008, the economy crashed.
Right.
I bailed. I went in the Navy. So got out. I did not want to do crawl space repair. It was the last thing I wanted to do. And then working down here at the marina one summer, like trying to figure out what I'm doing, going to college. I met a guy. He owned Alabama Foundation Specialist, and he's like, "You need to come work for me." And I was like, I think I'm good.
It just kept coming for you, wasn't it?
And
it wouldn't let you go.
Weird times is, like 2 days later, I get laid off at the marina, and I'm like, "Oh God, I kept that guy's number. I need a job. I got 2 kids."
Yeah.
And I worked there over 10 years, almost 12, and it was a small family-owned company when I went there, and we grew it to a huge company.
Yeah.
But I kind of looked around the state, looking for another home. I didn't want to start my own business. Wasn't in the plans. Wasn't what I wanted to do. And I could find nobody that had the integrity to do things right. And so that's how it started.
Yeah.
And I thought about naming it a lot of different things, but I was like, man, to check myself,
put my name
on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it means more to me that way. If I named it Franklin County Construction or whatever,
right?
You know what I mean? I was like,
that's tremendous.
So I don't want to be one of those fly-by-night companies that come in here and they're all over the place.
Right.
They come in, they do some work, and then they go out of business. And we put a lifetime. The warranty is only as good as the company that backs it.
Right.
I've got some excellent products. The distributors that I use are the biggest there are. They're right behind me. Some of them actually live here in Franklin County.
That's tremendous as well.
So it's great.
I wanted to point out too, and really, I don't mean to make you blush on this one. If it makes you uncomfortable, I do apologize. But for folks who are wondering, where I'm leading with this, I heard that you have essentially provided a supply of food for the football team to get them through 2-a-days.
Yeah, man.
That they could not have done without you. Yeah. And so I just wanted to say thank you because, Katie and I work with the kids too. We're very supportive of Franklin County and the youth in this community and things like that. And to see somebody step up the way that you have, I mean, I don't know what the look like on trying to feed 60 growing boys that are preparing for football season, but I really got to say thank you for that.
I got a lot of looks running through Walmart with like 2 buggy Uncrustables, and I'm like, I ate Uncrustables and that's all. Y'all keep looking at me. Well, somebody needs to feed that man.
Yeah.
I don't have a stove.
I think that's what Chewy does, as he goes and he gets just buggies of Uncrustables.
Yeah, it was fun, man. And I love Franklin County football. I grew up in the 90s, and I graduated from Franklin County in 2008. And I can remember when the Boulevard shut down for football season.
Yeah.
And I would love to get back to time. Man, I mean, when our football team's rocking, this town
it's a different place.
A different place, for
yeah.
sure. The past few years, I mean, everybody's saying it's like, oh God, it's like, but man, that's the Franklin County of old.
Yeah.
I'm excited about our new coach. Both of my kids are playing at Franklin County. They actually
freshman and sophomore, right?
Freshman and sophomore. And I can tell you right now, just from being a dad, like all summer, and my kids they're great kids, but they're kids. They don't want to get out of bed.
Right.
My kids were jumping up out of bed, waking us up to take them to football practice.
That's awesome.
Dude, they love it. It's a different culture up there.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have, I'm not saying we're going undefeated. I say we're going to win. So we're definitely going to win.
Yeah, we're going to win some games.
You know?
I'm tremendously excited about the football program. And I really do appreciate you and your support of it. And I think that's what it takes is
definitely
people stepping up and saying, you know what, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, or just put some effort into these kids and show them, hey, it's worth it to me to help you guys succeed and to get you there. And so I do really appreciate it. Now, Before we wrap this segment up, I did want to talk to you as well about one of the most important things that you do for buildings is foundation repair. And so when we talk about the foundation of like this building or the foundation of any building or any culture or any structure or any concept, you can't build a strong building or a strong culture without the foundation. And when you go in and around some of the buildings in this town, that's one of the challenges that you face is a lot of people, they've gotten quotes, they've gotten estimates, or they see and they notice that there's something wrong. The floor is doing this, that, or the other thing. There's cracks in the walls and things. And you guys have the ability to not only come in and identify what's wrong with the problem, but also address the issue, fix it, and do it in a manner that is really a lot more affordable than some of these bigger guys that we talked about. But talk about the foundation side of what you guys do, because I know that it's something that is fairly unique to the region. You guys offer something that is hard to find.
Yeah. So, we install helical piers to stabilize house foundations. What that means for you, your foundation sinking, we drill down to bedrock, put brackets on our foundation and jack it up. Your basement walls bowing, we come in and we are able to tie back into the earth, put plates on it, and not necessarily pull the wall back, because there's all that soil out there,
right?
That weight. We can dig them out and straighten them back out. We can. It's not something we normally do because people cost. You got landscaping, porches, things people don't want to remove.
Right.
But we can definitely stabilize the foundation. Keep it where it'll never move again. We install gutters. And one of the biggest reasons I install gutters and believe in it, because neglect from bad gutters.
Yeah.
Dude, that causes, soil erosion, number one cause of foundation repair.
Right.
People that their gutters fell off their house and never repaired it. And now my foundation's sinking 4 inches on that side.
Right.
So we're definitely fine doing the small jobs to protect people from, we don't want it. Dude, one of the hardest things I do is go give somebody a $50,000 quote and be like,
right.
Hey, your house is like gone.
Yeah.
You need
like if you don't do this,
it's not what I want to do. Or, I've inspected, in my career, 450 to 500 homes every year. I've been to every class on foundation repair that there is. I know all the warning signs, all the symptoms. I can walk into a house and pretty much know what it needs.
Yeah.
At this point in my career, but we always do a very thorough inspection to make sure we get it right, and and we stand behind it.
Yeah.
No matter what. So I'm a no matter what contractor. Like, hey, we're going to get it right, no matter what it takes, and you're going to be happy.
Yeah. I didn't even, again, this just shows my lack of knowledge on how big of an impact, a simple gutter system, a functioning gutter system can have.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you're talking about a couple $100 probably worth of a repair that could cause, if you don't get it done, thousands upon thousands of dollars in foundation damage.
People just not having simple downspouts.
Right.
And unfortunately, once that water finds its way in, like, let's say you got a downspout beating on a basement there, and once that water's sat there and beat for 5 or 10 years, it's found its way into the basement. Now you've got a waterproof.
Yeah.
It ain't like, oh, we can add a downspout now.
Right.
No, that water's already found its way in. It's created the path. We got to waterproof it,
If somebody is, right now standing at the top of their steps at their basement, looking down in their basement and just like, oh no, how can they get a hold of you and John Davenport Construction?
So jdfoundationpro.com. That's my website. You can hit me up on Facebook, just John Davenport Construction, or my number is 256-843-0383. You can text me. That's my personal line. It's also my business line. So if I don't get to you, I've had a couple missed calls since I've been in here.
Yeah.
But I'll call you right back. I promise you. One of these days we'll get big enough, maybe I'll have to hire a secretary. But
we'll work on getting you there. I am so excited to partner up with you on this. Again, coming soon, we will have Made in Franklin County, presented by John Davenport Construction. But I really appreciate what you're doing for the community.
Yeah, man.
And
it's exciting. I wouldn't say it's a dream come true. It's just something where God put me here.
Yeah.
It's like, I started this company with a little bit of nothing in my pocket.
Yeah.
And God's planted the seed, of everywhere I need to be.
Yeah.
So,
well, you're doing a tremendous job, and we're definitely along for the ride with you, invested in your success. And again, he can help you invest in your home's future success. Or again, even maybe it's a building that it could be one of these buildings up on the square. You never know where these things are at, but he's seen it all. Give him a call over there at John Davenport Construction. Again, I appreciate you coming in and joining us for a little bit this morning.
Yeah, man. Realtors call me. Just this morning or yesterday, there was a house that was for sale down the road. They had a home inspection.
Yeah.
And they couldn't close on it because it had mold in the crawl space. They called us. We went out there this morning. We eradicated the mold, put down a new vapor barrier. They're closing tomorrow.
Bob Jones.
So
there you go.
We're here to help any job, big or small. I'm already working with a lot of local realtors, helping them, sell homes and stuff. So that's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
Here to help.
That's great.
So, thanks, guys.
All right. We'll be back on the other side with more. This is the Starting Lineup. You're listening to ESPN Radio, 1340, 1069, WCDT Winchester. Well, that was cool.
I'm sorry, folks. We're a little shell shocked from that.
It's not often that we try something and it actually works.
Yeah. So that's amazing.
Okay. So we're also going to try something here when we come back from the break. That was really cool. And I'm going to tell you about what this is going to give us the ability to do kind of going forward. When we come back, you're going to want to stay locked in. You're going to want to stay tuned because this is going to allow you guys as listeners and community members to kind of participate more in the show. And you can say, well, what do you mean by that? Again, when we come back, I'm going to tell you. This is, we're going to show you.
Yeah.
This is the Starting Lineup, ESPN Radio, 1340, 1069, WCDT Winchester.
It is the Starting Lineup. So the World Cup is going on right now in America, which means we have visitors from all corners of the world. They spend the last couple of weeks thinking, you know what? Americans aren't that bad. Nothing says welcome to America like a Belgian soccer fan waking up at 7:30 to some guy named Randy blowing up mortars in the backyard and a sleeveless Dale Earnhardt shirt. Welcome to America!
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
Department of Commerce and Insurance is encouraging Tennesseans to take a closer look at their financial health ahead of the National Financial Awareness Day on Friday, August 14th. The department says developing a financial plan can help individuals and families build greater stability while preparing for both long-term goals and unexpected expenses. Recommended steps include creating and following a household budget, prioritizing spending, and setting up automatic savings through a bank, credit union, or retirement account. TDCI also recommends establishing a trusted contact with financial institutions who can be contacted in limited circumstances if concerns arise about activity on an account. When considering investments, consumers are encouraged to research financial professionals, ask plenty of questions, and remain cautious of opportunities that sound too good to be true. Additional financial education resources are available through TDCI's Securities Division. The Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency is asking bass anglers and outdoor enthusiasts to help shape the future of black bass management across the state. TWRA is currently accepting public feedback on its draft Tennessee Black Bass Management Plan, developed in cooperation with a stakeholder advisor committee representing a variety of bass fishing interests. Anglers can participate by reviewing the draft plan, watching an overview video, completing an anonymous online survey, or attending one of the several open house meetings scheduled across the state during August. TWRA emphasizes that the management plan will serve as guidance for future decisions and does not replace the existing process for establishing fishing regulations. Tennesseans interested in having their voices heard have until September 4th to submit comments on the proposal. For details on these stories and more, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
When it comes to caring for your loved ones, choose a name you can trust. Inhabit Home Health in Winchester, located at 2068 Cowan Highway. We're here to provide compassionate professional care right in the comfort of your own home. From skilled nursing to therapy services, our team is dedicated to helping you or your loved ones achieve the best quality of life. Call Inhabit Home Health today at 931-967-0633 to learn more about our personalized care plans.
The opinions of the hosts are their own, and they do not represent the opinions of, well, really anybody else. You're listening to The Starting Lineup. Now, back to Joe and Chewy.
All right, back here on The Starting Lineup, ESPN Radio, 1340, 1069 WCDT Winchester. Joe Abraham and Chewy. And thank you to John Davenport. I really appreciated that interview. I learned a lot just from a short conversation that we had with John about what they do over there at John Davenport Construction. And what really impressed me was how much headaches, heartaches, money they could save you just off of simple repairs. That's, well, I say repairs that could start simple as just fixing your gutters, that if you don't get them done could turn into much larger issues, but they can help you with those things as well. And yeah, I mean, some of the stuff that he was telling me about that they deal with, just absolutely devastating to a home. Now, that all being said, Schubert, that was the first time that we've ever tried to play back during a live show a recorded segment like that.
Yeah.
And what this is going to give us the ability to do, and we, on the fly, once we figured out that that worked, during the interview, we tried something else, and it also worked. Okay, so this is the other day, Jack's game. Now, Jack is the center in there, and this kid tries to hold him, and Jack just buries him. And I would also like to say how much smaller that, let's replay that, Chewy. I'd also like to show how much smaller Jack is than these other kids on the line of scrimmage. Jack is the center, and he gets dwarfed by these kids, but he's such a bulldog. Now, you're watching that on the FMO Facebook feed. If you're tuned in and you can see that thing, that is a video that I literally just sent Schubert in the break, and we popped into the feed. And now I know this is a small thing. You might think it's, well, that's not a big deal. It's just a video, right? This is just something we see on TV every day. Well, we're in the process of figuring this out as we go. Every day, it used to be we'd come in and we wouldn't know if the show would get on the air or not. Sometimes it's still like that. But my point is that we're trying to figure out ways to enhance the show constantly. And Schubert, what I think that this really gives a cool opportunity for in the future is not about showing Jack's highlights of him just absolutely demolishing this kid over and over again, which never gets old. But what I'm really more excited about is what this gives us the ability to do from a community perspective, because we've got a lot of folks who engage with the show. And everybody is walking around with these cameras in their pockets, and we're all going to these local events. I can only be one place at a time. Chewy can only be one place at a time. Katie can only be one place at a time. You know, we're a small staff. But if you guys are going to these games, say you're going to the Huntland game, or you're going to the Franklin County game, or you're going to the North game, like I am tonight, to start filming and chop up, we don't need a minute-long video per se, but if you were to chop that up and then send it to us, we can start incorporating videos from events, from games, highlights, things like that into the show. So if you missed it live, this just gives you one more reason to participate and to watch the show. How cool is that?
It's opened it up. Like, I already know you're already thinking of 110 different things. I'm thinking of 110 different things. I'm super excited for this to be a really cool opportunity to highlight some awesome local stuff.
My goal tomorrow when we come back and I start talking about North beating Fayetteville City tomorrow, that's my hope, is that's what we're talking about tomorrow morning when we kick off the show, is to go along with that conversation, to be playing some video highlights of the North Gators scoring touchdowns against Fayetteville City. That's my goal.
I am so excited because, I mean, just the other day, I say the other day, but a week or two ago, we were posting a video about, the North after they won, and there was that video of them on the field and everything. Right. Everyone went and saw that. I mean, like, could you imagine if we got to share that on the morning show with everybody?
Yeah.
So I am so hyped. Listen, get out there, and here's another reason to go out there and go to these games.
Yeah.
Follow them. Go to the games, get the tickets, sit down, watch your kids, your comrades, your and
easy
take
there,
those,
Russian.
Yeah. I was like trying to think of another word. I was like kids. All right, what else is a kid? I was like, a kid's a friend. And I was like, you probably shouldn't be friends with kids. So I was like, comrade. So it's a different. I'm tired.
Yeah,
but
Alice thinks that it's cool, and so here's the thing: you're all hired.
Yeah, you're all hired.
You're all hired.
Tag us in the videos.
Yeah.
We want to see them.
Send us the videos, but you got to send them to us directly. What we need to do is we'll need to put out the email address or something like that publicly for folks, and where they can send the videos. Because next thing you know, our phones are going to be blowing up. All the people that know our cell phone numbers, they're going to be sending us stuff left and right. And you can't just share it with us on Facebook. You got to actually send us the original video.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so. Like if you tag us in the video, I might be able to rip it off of YouTube.
Yeah.
But it would be less certain. So
yeah.
Or not YouTube, but Facebook.
Brett says, "Get this Tullahoma garbage off my Franklin County radio show." I agree. I'm trying to get that Tullahoma uniform off my son. Believe me, I know what you're saying. All right, but he is an absolute bulldog. I mean, it is brutal. He's just smoking kids. He's a bully. That's what he is. Well, we'll be back on the other. Brett is a bully. We'll be back on the other side to wrap it up. As Brett continues to bully me through this Therapy Thursday. I need therapy to recover from Brett. It's okay. I pass it along to Chewy. Everything that you do to me, Brett, I do twice as bad to Chewy.
Hey, but also, thank you so much for the viewers for staying tuned and letting us know about how the echoing was affected. We didn't know about that, so thank you guys for staying tuned with us and enduring it.
Yeah.
And
we figured it out.
I'm so excited, dude.
I know.
I'm so hyped.
All right, we'll be back on the other side. It is the starting lineup. This is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
It's Larry Shelby, previously on the Paul Feinbaum Show.
You know what, Chris? Let me tell you something. Why don't you go catch your breath before commenting on somebody else's? And Hacksaw Tuscaloosa Jim Duggan. You shut up, because I could strike you out blindfolded, pitching underhand with both arms tied behind my back.
Okay, why don't we take a break? I'm pretty exhausted.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC Network.
The future of healthcare starts here. The Southern Tennessee Regional Health System, Winchester and Suwannee, are joining the High Point Health System with Ascension St. Thomas, a health network serving communities across the state. We're working together to expand access, improve clinical quality, and keep you close to home throughout your care journey. Your favorite providers aren't going anywhere. It's the same care you know and trust, now with a new name, High Point Health with Ascension St. Thomas. Learn more at highpointhealthsystem.com.
Looking to make a difference in Franklin County? The Franklin County Prevention Coalition works every day to build a safer, healthier community, free from substance misuse. Through education, outreach, and strong local partnerships, they empower parents, schools, and leaders to prevent addiction and support positive choices. From youth programs to community events, the coalition is here for you. Learn more or get involved today at fcpctn.org. Together, we prevent.
This project is funded under a grant contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
We had a plan, and then the microphones came on. You're listening to the starting lineup on ESPN Radio 1340-1069, WCDT Winchester.
Honestly, putting out more content than you can consume. Yesterday, all those coaches' interviews, plus we had Coach Mike Jernigan on for the actual coaches show.
Mm-hmm.
Plus we do the show every day. It's hard to keep up with the amount of stuff we're putting out there right now. Brett says, if I didn't like you, Joe, I wouldn't waste my time giving you a hard time.
That's true.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Feel better about myself now.
Can you have a hat now?
Still can't have a hat. I've already given that guy way too many hats. He's going to have to win one like the rest of us.
Did Brett ever get his ESPN sweater?
No.
Because we got to do that before that cold weather shows up.
I'll let me reach out to Fincham.
Yeah.
We'll get those worked up. Get a couple of those. Yeah, Brett's got a few things. Has not gotten one of those yet.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so to end the show, I personally need a little bit of therapy.
Okay.
We're not going to be able to get into it as much as I wanted to. I could spend a whole show on this, but no, it's not due to the flock cameras. It's not due to... So, as a football fan, as a Browns fan, I think that I should qualify for some sort of state-funded counseling program. It's not fair to me as a Browns fan that I should have to endure this. Yesterday I saw the news that Deshaun Watson is going to be our starter against the Bears. I get it. It's the preseason. It's the week 1 starter. It's not the week 1 start. It's the week 1 of the preseason starter. This is not like the beginning of the season, but all I'm seeing is, as a Browns fan, Deshaun Watson, starting quarterback, Cleveland Browns, and I literally had a physical reaction. I need a new football team. This is too much. I can't. And I know what's going to happen. As soon as I decide upon my new football team, as soon as I pick a new one, the Browns are going to be good. And that's part of the reason why I haven't abandoned ship. They have had some really good draft classes the last 2 years. I'm excited about the direction that they're heading, but none of that matters because they still literally do not have a quarterback. And this is a guy that they've invested so much money into, and they're saying that let's try it again. Let's try it again. I have a proposal. Can somebody please get on the freaking phone to Tampa Bay and ask what it would take to get Baker Mayfield back? Please. I have done some thinking. He's grown. We've changed. We've spent some time apart. We've realized maybe we were the problem. Maybe he could have done some things better. Maybe we just need to get back together. And this is like the guy who dumps his girlfriend because he thought there was something better out there. And then after a couple months, he sees, maybe it's a few years, sees that she's doing great. She's happy. She's got a good job. People actually appreciate her. And you're sitting at home eating SpaghettiOs. No, that might be gourmet to you, okay? I use that in reference to she learned how to cook, and you're making SpaghettiOs for your dinner.
That's rock bottom, is what you're saying.
Right.
Oh. Well, you ever lifted that rock? Because it goes down further. I don't know. SpaghettiOs are pretty good. I like pizza rolls, too.
I get it. Baker Mayfield is not perfect. He hasn't won a Super Bowl. He hasn't, but he's
not Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. He's better than what we've had every day since. Literally every day since.
That hurt to hear. Like the resolution in your voice. I'm surprised Deshaun Watson's still doing. I thought he would be like off the team and the whole.
They
thing
can't just cut him because they paid him too much.
What? But what?
It's all guaranteed. Now here's my thing is there have been some other teams that have had some really bad quarterback issues that like contracts that they got into. Like Tua Tagovailoa is a great example of this with Miami. Why not try and trade and do like a bad quarterback for a bad quarterback that is also overpaid? Just swap the guys, swap their paychecks, all the things. Maybe they just need a change of scenery, right? Will anybody even take Deshaun Watson? Would Miami have taken Deshaun Watson for Tua or any of these other quarterbacks out there who are like there's got to be somebody that will take this guy. I don't want him.
Yeah.
Please take him from us.
And by the way, it's not just you. Like every time you'd mention the Browns, it pops up in my recommended page. Every Browns fan is like saying, "Hey, we don't want this. This isn't what It's strange how like the unity.
It's gross. It's awful. But it's going back to the flock cameras. What's interesting is I started looking into this earlier before the show started. And I have a whole segment built out for this. We could put it in like 2 minutes just to wrap up the show because I needed to get it off my chest. But I go back to my Facebook page, and now every ad on my Facebook page is Cleveland Browns gear.
Mm-hmm.
So we talk about the flock cameras and them tracking you and your data and all the things. Listen.
Listen, if you I've been gaming the system here recently. Yeah? When I open up Facebook, I'll say things that I want to see in my ads, and I'll say, "Boy, oh boy, I'd really like to purchase a Lego set." And then 3 minutes later, 6 or 7 Lego set things pop up. It's like, and
boy, oh boy, I wish I had some money.
Yeah,
can I put that in there?
Well, I wish I had some economic opportunities given to me on a golden platter.
Yes, we need to put that in there.
Yeah.
All right. That'll do it for today's show. I feel like we're just ramen and
25-cent mac and cheese is rock bottom. Oh, it's a good Wednesday night.
Okay. That's low. Yeah, ramen is definitely lower than SpaghettiOs.
What?
I love ramen, but from an affordability standpoint.
Oh, I see.
Certainly.
Yeah, okay.
Man, now I want some ramen.
Dude, give me some pizza rolls and goldfish, dude.
You know what?
I eat like a toddler.
Yeah, I know. Well, I would too if it wasn't for Katie. So you know what? Before we just wrap up the show, you know what the craziest thing ever is? Have you ever been to a ramen place?
Yes, I've been to one.
All right, so ramen places, they're like, oh yeah, we cook our ramen in bone broth and all this other stuff, and they put all these fresh vegetables and this, that, and the other thing in the ramen, and then they charge you I don't know, $18 for a bowl of ramen that I could make at home for $1.35.
Yeah.
Because the ramen part costs 35 cents.
Yeah, Tori's that used to be her favorite food. And do you remember Shibo Ramen? It was over there in Tullahoma. She loved going there.
Yeah.
And we only got to go a few times before COVID killed it. And it was it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I remember, and I'm not a ramen guy. But and I'm thinking about it, and I've made ramen maybe 1,000 times in the past year alone.
Yeah. That's a lot of ramen, man.
Yeah, it is. But I remember that same concept hitting me because I looked down at her bowl and I'm like, I feel like I've made that exact thing for under $5.
Right.
And again, I'm not saying that Shiba Ramen wasn't good, and the people who made it was 100% worth it. But there is that small part of you where it's you've grown up eating ramen that's been 25 cents your whole life. Now you're charging me $20 for it.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Also, if you go over to Asia, does ramen cost the same over there. Like for us, we think that this highfalutin fancy ramen with a couple of cut up vegetables and again, bone broth. What is bone broth? I'm gonna cook your ramen in Chewy's toes. I mean, there's tons of vitamins and minerals that come off of his. Like, what is bone broth? I don't know. But my point is, they set the precedence over there. I would say that you could go over to some Asian country and it not be that expensive.
Probably, yeah. I don't know. But we'll see one day.
All right, the show's supposed to be over, and we're talking about ramen. Plus, they are gross.
All right. Well, this has been an eventful episode. I'm very glad we did this one.
It's a good show.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Yeah.
We learned some things. We developed some things. Brett Crabtree made fun of me the whole time. He's still in the chat, even though the show's supposed to be over. He's still... What did he say?
He says, it's not the same stuff, Joe. 25-cent ramen is awful for you. I used to eat it all the time, and now I don't because of how bad it is for you with all the stuff they put in it. I do know that it has a gross amount of salt on the sodium intake
Only in the packets, if you use the packet. If you just put the ramen in the thing and cook the ramen plain and then season it yourself, the only thing that you got to worry is I'm pretty sure that there's bugs on those ramen. I feel like... I watched a video where they put microscope on the little ramen clusters, squares that they come in the package with, and there was like bugs all up in that stuff.
Well, it's just extra protein.
Protein.
I think
it makes it good for you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, ramen's super good for you. It doesn't give you hypertension. When you said don't use the packet, I thought you were out here raw dog noodles, dude. Like I was like, why are you just eating raw ramen noodles? Like, what are you doing?
But that's my point. Is that also phrasing? But
sorry.
But that's my point. Is that.
Sorry.
The sodium is in those little packets. It's not just on the noodles.
Sure.
So you could season it however you want.
That's a good point. Does anyone have custom ramen? This is another topic for another show. All right.
Tune in tomorrow on What the Ramen Friday.
Oh, okay.
It is the starting lineup. We're over the top of the hour. Coming up next, Reliable Rentals Swap and Shop. Tune in tonight. We'll hit the air probably, if the game starts at 7 o'clock, it'll probably be like 6:50. We'll hit the air with the pregame, short little pregame for North against Fayetteville City. For Chewy, I am Joe Abraham. This has been the starting lineup. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.